with another, live show for the North Louisiana Junior Fishing League. And we have a guest with us tonight. We got Keith from K&J Boat Polishing. Shane, how are you doing this evening? We'll start off with you.
Oh, brother, I'm doing great. Doing great. It's been a cold, wet day. But man, I'm excited to have Keith on the show with us tonight and get to get some exciting things happening tonight as we get to draw for our winner that's going to win a polish and a wax and a boat wash detail from Keith, and it's going to be something that we're going to do at all of our junior tournaments. We didn't get to do that at Cross Lake. We got kind of cut short with the weather, and so tonight that's our highlight of tonight, as one of our boat captains is going to win a free detail from K&J Boat Polishing from Mr. Keith. And I thank Mr. Keith for his sponsorship to our league. He's awesome. He does amazing work, and I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of Keith, since you're here with us, why don't you kind of just spend 20, 30 seconds and tell us what you do. What all do you just do? Boat polishing? I mean, what all do you do? And Keith is frozen, so he's not going to be able to tell us exactly what he does. Technical difficulties in the world of the internet and bandwidth. So let me text Keith and tell him to just rejoin. Yeah, he dropped out, so he'll come back in here in a second, and we'll get some more feedback from him. I'll tell you what, Shane, we'll go ahead and let's do our countdown. That'll give everybody about 2.5, 3 minutes to kind of get notifications, and hopefully Keith will be back in, and we'll go from there.
That sounds great.
All right. Oh, there he is. All right, Keith, we're going to go ahead and hit the count. Back. Welcome back. We're going to go ahead and hit the countdown. And so, you'll see a countdown deal for about 2.5 minutes. We'll come back live and introduce you from there, and we'll just wing it from there. How about that, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody hang out, and here we go. All right. Well, we made it through a countdown with some, I don't know what kind of music you call that, just soothing, cool music, whatever. Anyway, so we are back live. We do have a few folks watching. We appreciate everybody watching. Folks, y'all feel free to comment away if you got a question or something like that. And we want to remind you, tag and share your friends. We're at about 5:30, so a lot of people may not be home from work yet or traveling, and of course they don't necessarily want to watch their phone and drive, so this video is going to stay live so they can watch it afterwards too. All right, but anyway, so of course we've all got our name tags here, but we didn't get around to letting Keith introduce himself. So Keith, why don't you just give us a quick little rundown of who you are and what you do?
Yes, sir. My name's Keith Hendricks. I own K&J Boat Polishing. I started my business in my shop, just solely to make a little extra money, and it has definitely taken off. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity that I have, and so I wanted to reach out and help with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That I love it myself, and I also enjoy working on the boats as well. So it's just something to have fun with and to help everyone.
Yeah, and I know you're probably out in the maybe middle of nowhere a little bit, and so internet connection's kind of spotty. So if you cut in and out a little bit, that's fine. This is a live deal and all that. Look, I've seen some of your work. I'm going to try to pull up your Facebook page that shows a little bit of that as we're talking here. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. And of course, I don't have Keith in the video, but I just wanted to scroll a little bit. You can find K&J Boat Polishing on Facebook, of course. Just search for KJ Boat Polishing, and just showing some of the pictures real quick, Keith, of the stuff that you do. Looks really, really good, by the way. And
thank you, sir.
All right, so let me flip back over to here. Okay, there we are. All right, so well, let's talk about what we want to get accomplished tonight. So, Shane, let everybody know we've got a drawing, or what are we doing?
Yes, sir. We do have a drawing. Keith is so gracious to donate one boat wash and wax to one of our junior boat captains, one for every 4 points tournaments. Just so you know, that I think he charges $150, $170 to the regular customer. And so this is a great prize for one of our boat captains to be able to win. And so tonight we didn't get to do that at the Cross Lake tournament. We got cut short because of the weather. And so tonight's our first drawing. It's actually from our Cross Lake tournament. So we're gonna do a random draw for a boat number, and whatever boat number that lands on, Mr. Rex will give us some details in a second, but we're excited to be able to give away a boat wash and wax, spray wax tonight, donated by K&J Boat Polishing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Keith, I'll make sure once we're done with the live, I'll make sure and share your Facebook page out on the Junior League's Facebook page as well. And folks, we would encourage y'all to go like and follow K&J Boat Polishing also. He does really good work. There's no doubt about it. He can take a boat that's in older shape, a little faded, and bring it back to looking pretty much brand new, maybe even in some cases better than brand new.
Amen.
All right, so without further ado, I'm going to move us over, and hopefully the random number generator will pop up on the screen. There we go. Okay, so folks, this is how we're going to do this. We've got, and Shane, correct me if I'm wrong, and Charlie, I know you're watching, so put it in the comments. I believe we have 66 teams. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so I'm going to set this for 66 teams, and I'm going to hit generate 3 times, so the third number will be the winning number. However, I've got to cross-reference that to the teams that fished the Cross Lake tournament. So to qualify for this, the team has to, of course, be registered with the league, but also had to have fished in the Cross Lake tournament. Is that correct?
That is correct, because if you do remember, it was raining, it was cold, and it was miserable. So those boat captains that were sitting at home drinking their warm coffee, they're not eligible for this win.
That's right. Shame on them. They should have been out there toughing it with the rest of the kids, or well, let me rephrase that.
Right.
The rest of the young anglers who were out there toughing it out too.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to hit generate 3 times. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so the winning number is number 9. So let me see if I can switch over here, and let's get the Adobe screen up. There we go. All right, so boat number 9 should be this one right here. That would be Lane McCullough and Cole Green with boat captain Jake McCullough. And
Amen. That was that from Calvary?
Yes, that is from Calvary.
Calvary team. Congratulations.
Yeah, and all right, so let me go. I'm going to triple check this. So let me pull up the actual, let's see. Well, now I've got to find the actual result sheet, because that's the launch sheet. I think they were there to fish. So give me a second here. Let me flip us back screens and let me get over there and make sure. Let's see. Junior Fishing League, PDF's results, Cross Lake. All right, so that was
team number 9.
Yeah, team number 9. Yeah, Lane McCullough and Cole Green. I do show that they fished. So team number 9, again, Lane McCullough and Cole Green, with boat captain Jake McCullough. Those are the winners of the boat polishing detail or whatever from those. So, Keith, why don't you go ahead and tell us real quick, how can this team, we'll send them a text message and let them know what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me on my Facebook page and just shoot me a message. My number is on there as well, or they can just text me, and I will get them scheduled as soon as possible. I do ask that everyone be patient with me. I am a one-man band, so I try to keep everything in manageable order and try to get the people as they first.
All right, so you're still with us? Kind of cutting out a little bit, but
I will try to do what I.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you back again. Yeah, that's no problem. Hey, when you do good work, but you're a one-man band and you stay busy, that's actually a good sign. That means you're doing something really good. So, not a problem. All right.
And I will say, I appreciate the opportunity through Mr. Shane and Mr. Charlie. And I appreciate everyone that sends business my way and does business with me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I can speak for everybody with the league. We appreciate any and all help for these anglers and these teams, and your service is definitely a good one, so we appreciate you helping out too. All right, have a good one, Keith. You can go ahead and hang up if you want, and Shane and I will kind of take it from here. We're going to talk about some Caddo Lake stuff and all that, and maybe if you get a chance, you can come out to that weigh-in as well and just hang out with us, and we'll see you then.
Yes, sir, I'll be there. Thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Keith.
All right.
Thanks, Keith.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, Mr. Nugent. So, again, just for everybody, that's team number 9 from Calvary, Lane McCullough, Cole Green, boat captain Jake McCullough. Shane, I'm sure you've got their phone number or whatever. Reach out to them, let them know if they're not watching that they've won, and they can reach out to Keith via his Facebook page. His phone number's on there as well, and work with him on his scheduling and get all that set up. Okay, what's the next thing we need to talk about, Mr. Nugent?
Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and promote the TBF State Tournament that's coming up March the 12th on Caddo Lake. This tournament, it's different because you have to actually go on their website and actually register. We've posted those links on our GroupMe for our coaches, so all of the coaches should have that, and hopefully all of the Facebook pages from the different teams have that. But they are asking us to go ahead and start getting registered now. Please don't wait to the last minute. You will need their TBF numbers, and so they should have emailed you that whenever you registered and paid the $25 to TBF. And so you will have to be a member. If you're in our league and you have not signed up and paid the $25 per angler to TBF, this must be done in order to sign up for this tournament. And so we're very excited. It's going to be on Caddo Lake. And there's going to be a few things that's going to be different. One is there's our information. They have that information sheet that Rex is posting. There's a mandatory meeting on the Friday evening, starting at, I guess it says 5 p.m. and starts the registration to 6:30. And then 6:30, that's going to be at the boat launch there at Caddo, Earl G. Williams. And then at 6:30, there's a mandatory rules meeting there. At least one angler and the boat captain has to be at that meeting. So that's different than our other tournaments.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to put a little pointer here where everybody can see that. Yeah, and so I want to go down here too, and let's take a look at the fish limits real quick, which most of us that fish Caddo a lot, we're familiar with this, but some of the teams may not. This might be their first time that they fish Caddo or whatever. So there is a slot limit on Caddo. All right, and so let's talk about the slot limit first. The slot limit for largemouth is 14 to 18 inches. So if that fish touches on your measuring board, if that fish touches 14 inches, it's in the slot and it's got to go back in the lake. You can't weigh it in. All right. If that fish touches 18 inches, and it can even be, of course, be just a hair over or hopefully a whole lot over, but if it touches 18 inches, then it can be put in the live well and weighed in. So, because at that point it's considered outside of the slot. All right, and again, that applies to largemouth. There aren't any smallmouth in Caddo, at least none that we know of. There are some spots. So the slot applies to largemouth, and everything must be 12 inches or above. So it's got to be at least 12 inches. If it touches 14, it's got to go back. If it touches 18, that's what we call an over. And so you can keep that. You can have up to 5 fish per team. Correct?
Correct. It is going to be that's also something, Rex, that's different than our local league. We normally do a 3-fish limit, and this is going to be a 5-fish limit league.
Okay. And let's see, what else? They do show here that they've got a 1 pound penalty for each non-legal fish plus the loss of the fish. So if you come in there with a 17.5 inch or 17 7/8 inch fish, and let's just say that fish is 3.5 pounds, you're going to not be able to weigh that fish, and they're going to take away 1 pound from your total weight of your other legal fish. So just be aware of that. You want to make sure that you bring in legal fish. Also here, they've got the tournament director's name. We'll post all of this on the league Facebook page after this live so that you'll have it and be real easy to find. But they do have the tournament director's information there if you need it. They also remind everybody to drain and dry your boats before leaving to help stop the giant salvinia spread. Make sure on the giant salvinia, if you have any little strands of it, you want to try to get rid of that and not take it with you and get it back get it into other lakes. Let's see, what else here, Mr. Nugent? Anything in particular they need to know about?
Well, I just want to say this is for our junior league. This is a points tournament for our league, as well as the TBS State Tournament. And so it's a points tournament for the junior division. Like, we're going to give out our normal prizes at the end of the tournament that we normally would. But also for the TBF side, it's the state championship, which means the top 10% of the teams will qualify for what they call their JWC, which stands for their Junior World Championship, and it's going to be sometime this summer. So top 10% will qualify for their JWC this summer.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's go over real quick, basically the launch and the weigh-in schedule. So it's my understanding, now correct me if I'm wrong, this is both the junior and high school league event, but the junior teams, which would be our league teams, they're fishing 1 day only. Is that correct?
That's correct. They're fishing on Saturday, March the 12th, and then the high school league will be fishing the Sunday, March 13th, the day after us.
Okay, and they are doing the launch at Earl G. Williamson Park and at the ramp. The park's actually still closed, but of course the ramp is open. There's generally plenty of parking there. I'd like to let everybody know that you might want to get there early. The takeoff begins at 6:30 a.m. or safe light thereafter. So you want to make sure you got your boat launched in plenty of time. It's pretty shallow for those of you that don't know around the ramp. And so there's kind of limited areas to, anchor your boat. If you have power poles, that helps. But also that ramp is wide enough for 2 boats to launch. Now I'm sure they'll have people there kind of directing everybody. But just be aware that I'm actually going to reach out to the Caddo Commission and see if we can get them over there to kind of dredge the sand out. But just be aware, if you launch on either side of the ramp, not down the middle, there's sand on either side. You can get your boat launched, but it kind of kicks your trailer up a little bit on one side. So just be aware of that when you're launching your boat. And then also they've got listed here they've got the boundaries listed because, of course, Caddo is a border lake. Basically, half of it's Louisiana, the other half is in Texas. And they list here, if you fish in Texas water, you must have a valid Texas license if Louisiana and Texas do not reciprocate. For those of you that might be new to fishing Caddo, Texas and Louisiana have a reciprocal agreement on that lake. So if you're from Texas and have a valid Texas license, which I think all our anglers are from Louisiana, of course. But if you have your valid Louisiana license, that will suffice even if you're fishing on the Texas side up to the Highway 43 bridge, which is way up the river. So you can fish all the way to the 43 bridge. Don't fish under the bridge, up to the bridge. Do not go under that bridge and fish without a Texas license. But your Louisiana license will take you all the way to the bridge. If for whatever reason they want to go up there and fish that far.
Yes, sir. It sounds great. Thanks for that info, Rex.
Okay. Of course, normal safety stuff. Have your life jackets on anytime the big motor's running. All of those standard deals apply. The Junior League actually uses the TBF rules. Their rules is kind of a basis for the league rules with a few changes, but all the basic safety stuff applies, of course. What else, Mr. Nugent?
Yeah, one other thing, not other than just the tournament, we have an event coming up that we want to go ahead and start giving some publicity to, and that's the Mudbugs game. The Mudbugs, the local hockey team, they actually take one night of their season, and they invite our junior league and our high school fishing league to come to a game that recognize our anglers. First of all, our student anglers are going to get in free to the Mudbugs game, and the parents are going to get tickets at a discounted price. We want to wear our jerseys, and because they're going to actually recognize us, going to have us come out on the ice at halftime and let us walk around, throw T-shirts, and have a good time. So that's going to be March the 5th. Go ahead and mark your calendars, March the 5th. We'll be getting tickets for all of our student anglers and getting access to how the parents will buy their tickets at a discounted rate. But I just want to at least give a plug for the Mudbugs game that we want to promote, and we want to have a good showing at this for our anglers and their families to come and support our local hockey team so that they want to just honor and recognize our student anglers.
Yeah, that sounds like a ton of fun. First of all, going to the Mudbugs games is great. Second of all, for them to, kind of recognize the local anglers, young anglers and all that, that sounds like an awesome, fun event for sure. Okay, anything else we need to go over this evening?
I think that we've covered most of it. Congratulations to the winner from the team from Calvary. We'll be contacting you guys, letting you know how to get in touch with Keith at K&J Boat Polishing. Very thankful for all of our sponsors. I know tonight was kind of a highlight sponsor for Keith and K&J, but if you see those sponsors on the page, Bass Pro, obviously Rex with Smarter Geek does all of our media. We appreciate you, Rex. Funk Buster Spinnerbase, Mr. Paul. We actually going to connect with him for the few next tournaments. Bayou Outdoor Power Sports, as well as one of our new sponsors, Tractor Supply, came on board. And we're just excited about this season and excited about what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, and we'll try to, of course, do some more sponsor highlights, and we'll probably have Keith come back on and do a little bit longer sponsor highlight, when we can get it scheduled again and all that, and just try to showcase some of this as we give out more information about the league and the upcoming tournaments. So, hey, we'll look forward to doing the next live here pretty soon.
Appreciate you, Rex. Thanks for what you do.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shane Nugent. We will see y'all next time, folks. Again, make sure and tag and share this out across your team pages and all that. And we will see y'all next time.